Hello everyone and welcome. This is a general reading for Sagittarius for January 2018. Let's get started. So I'm seeing a lot of positive energies for you guys for this month and some like some past energies, but it's a healing month, okay? And especially healing health, physical health, but especially mental health. Okay, I'm getting a lot of things having to do with any kind of addiction, drug addiction, gambling addiction, codependency on another person, that kind of thing, and also mental health insofar as like your habits, right? Your negative habits. As I said, drug dependencies and that kind of thing, that kind of habit, but also like your patterns as it comes to like your life, your what you're doing, the things that you continue to do to continue to bring into each relationship and things like that. This month for you guys is going to be a time when a lot of those things are going to be coming to the surface and be on your mind, right? You'll be thinking about them. I'm seeing specifically, I guess, you showing up for yourself in that way, right? And also possibly other people showing up for you as well, right? And maybe you showing up for others also, but there's definitely this sense of a community, which is nice, and a stability and a sort of an inner strength with things around you, right? With these things kind of coming up, maybe in your life, and also definitely in your psyche within yourself, right? Maybe a lot of coincidences and that kind of thing coming up too. But there's a shift. I'm seeing as I said, it's a healing month, and I'm seeing a relaxation, and it's an integration almost. It's almost like an acceptance in a positive way of some more negative things that are coming out of your past, specifically having to do with your own behavior, right? And a forgiveness almost of yourself. It's a very nurturing kind of thing, but self-nurturing, and also being nurtured by others, maybe not being nurtured by others, but seeking assistance, seeking help, speaking to others and that kind of thing. Specifically, maybe like seeking therapy and that kind of thing, or talking to other people. There's also an indication of really strong creativity this month. Maybe having to do with some of those past patterns, but also you could be using that kind of thing to do some of that healing, right? some kind of like art therapy type of thing, or creativity oriented therapy and health work and that kind of thing. Yeah, and there is a strong sense of these negative things. Okay, it's not you coming into this month being healed of these things, right? It's a very active month, an interactive month. It is positive, like I said, and it has a very stable and grounded kind of feeling to it. But these things are definitely present. There may be temptations if you're already in the sort of healing process, right, that are coming up this month, or just as I said, your past kind of activities, kind of you're being reminded of them or something. But there's a turnaround, okay? There is some kind of a turnaround, and it's that integration, that acceptance, and also this readiness, right? It's a readiness that even though it's not totally clear, right? It's not like, oh, I have an issue and here's how to fix it and I can just fix it. That's not really an issue. You don't care about that, right? You're willing to put in the work, and you're okay being in that middle ground kind of thing, I think, and having a little bit of having things be kind of less clear. It's not really important to you. You're ready to go for it, and you're ready to kind of sort some of these things out. So that's very cool. Yeah, and definitely a community-oriented sort of thing. I'm seeing that you're gonna get the assistance that I was talking about before from the outside, from others, in a more community-oriented way, a more platonic way, I want to say, less focused on, like, if you have close relationships, it's not as focused on the people who are very, very close to you, in a kind of a one-on-one sense, if that makes any sense. It's more about kind of branching out a little bit and seeking some other things, and I think that that's kind of in line also with this idea of breaking out of your past patterns and habits and things, right? Where you're just, in general, you're reaching out a little bit more. You're seeing the value in reaching out, and you're feeling the pull to reach out. And I think that kind of makes sense. And I'm seeing also that it's about things lining up and things being in perfect timing too for you this month. So that's kind of cool. It's communication oriented, but it's also introverted. Yeah, it's looking pretty positive. Like I said, it's active, right? It's active. You're going to have to kind of keep up on top of it, but there's still a stability to it, and there's a calmness to it, and there's a sense of really, again, integration. So all positive things. I want to lay some more cards down and come back with some advice as far as the ways that you can maximize on this energy, right? And how you can help yourself along that healing journey, and not get kind of lost and confused with these things coming up and overwhelmed and that kind of thing. So I'm mumbling now. I'm going to pick up the cards and lay some more cards down, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back with your advice. Here it is. Okay, so as you're going through this processing, right? Any kind of processing that you're doing, you want to take these downloads that you're getting, all this kind of information that's coming into you and making itself known to you, and you want to look at it in holistically, empathetically, and to, like, taking the good with the bad and the bad with the good too, right? Like looking at the positive side kind of these negative things. Now, that doesn't mean erasing the negativity from it, right? It just means more. It's kind of like a cliche to say, I guess, but like you know, where you've been has brought you to where you are now, kind of thing, right? Good and bad, and also, like, if you're not, you know, if you're in a pretty negative place, right? To be future oriented, okay? When you're looking at where your past is bringing you, also look at where your past can bring you and where your present can bring you, right? Try to remain pretty optimistic, okay? And interactive, as I said. Don't get so kind of into a loop, right? You want to keep reaching out, keep fact checking, as I call it, as far as like having experiences, right? Making sure that you're getting new information, and you're getting all the information, and you're getting all the information that you can, and you're getting other perspectives, and you're enthusiastically kind of welcoming things in, right? Rather than getting kind of low, if that makes any sense. Like getting kind of low in the face of some of these things. You wanna elevate yourself a little bit, your mind state and that kind of thing. And as I said, have a sense of empathy for yourself, and for others, and just in general, and look at things in a holistic way. Look at things as a system, as an ecosystem, or something where everything is interacting, right? Everything's interacting, and everyone's doing things good and bad, and they're all they're all kind of like in this big soup together kind of thing, right? So you can't take things and just isolate them and dwell on them and create these things in your mind, right? You don't want to do that. And then the second part of this is that this isn't about kind of being cunning and mentally escaping some of these things or anything like that, right? Or justifying them away or anything like that. Even though you're trying to look on the positive side, it's not about you. There's a weird, like, the word pride thing going on in here where it's you want to be prideful in the sense of owning your shit, right? Owning the things that you've done, owning the things that you're doing now, owning yourself, owning your actions and that kind of stuff. But not in the sense that you're defensive, right? It's not about being defensive. It's not about being cocky or being like, you know what I mean? It's about owning your shit in the sense that you're trying to move forward, right? In the sense that you can't move forward if you're not looking at things realistically the way that they are and the way that they've been and the way that they're working, right? That's the goal here, right? And then that the only kind of person that you're not the only person that you're hurting, but the person that you're responsible to is yourself, right? It's not about, because you can like play mind games with yourself, I guess, and trick yourself out of seeing things realistically, but like why? You know what I mean? You owe yourself better than that, right? You can't move forward with things unless you're willing to really look at things the way that they are and deal with them the way that they are. If that makes any sense. And like I said, not in a harsh way, not in a rough way, just in a realistic, full way. I hope that makes some sense. Yeah. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't know how else to put it, so I'm just going to leave it there. If this was helpful to you, let me know. Like, subscribe, etc. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.